We just started the school season, which means all the teachers are getting new jobs or continuing their jobs. There's a lot of rabbis, priests, and other ordained ministers that can get something called parsonage. And a lot of schools in my neighborhood and the community and maybe in the US are realizing that it's so hard to find good staff. They have to make some more incentives, and there is a loophole called parsonage where if they are a rabbi or they have a degree or whatever, a woman, man, they are eligible for something called parsonage. It's called a housing allowance. You can Google that for another time. But people are asking, should I take parsonage or should I not? Very simple. Parsonage is not taxable for income, but for Social Security tax, it's a tax that you are supposed to pay. Okay? Now, even though you're supposed to pay it, a lot of people don't. Whether that's right or wrong, maybe they have other reasons. There are some basis for saying that you should be exempt. The institutions that give the parsonage handle it different in many different places. Some of them will give you a W-2 and put it in box 14 and box 3 and 5, but not in box 1 for the taxable amount. So it's for federal income taxes. It's not taxed, but for Social Security tax, it'll basically be on the radar, so you have to pay that. You'll get a notice if you don't do it. Some people just issue a 1099, and then there's a way to do it on your tax return. If you have a good tax advisor, they know how to just make tax on it for Social Security, but not for federal income tax. So there's a lot of different rules on it. There's a lot of different ways of handling it. Some institutions just give you a letter. They literally just say, hey, we paid you $30,000 in parsonage, speak to your tax advisor. And those are actually easier to deal with because it's not on the radar. But when you get a 1099, or if they do it in a way on a W-2, you can look at that up on Google. You'll see W-2. There's a way to do it. Some people say that's the right way, not right way. At the end of the day, speak to your tax advisor, because there's no good answer, meaning it depends on your age. If you want to try to not pay the Social Security tax, it depends on your age. If you're older and you don't pay Social Security tax, you're basically hurting yourself because your Social Security benefits will be less. So if you're a little bit older, I wouldn't try to get out of that loophole of not paying. I probably would pay. If you're younger, maybe you can get away with it, but then maybe if you're younger, you're making less money, and if you have to pay the Social Security tax anyway because you can't get out of it because it's on the radar, you might have a 10% tax rate, but 15.3% is Social Security tax on self-employed people, which is basically like parsonage. So there's a lot of different nuances. This video is already 3 minutes long. Follow me for more tips and tax strategies. And if you have any parsonage issues, feel free to call me, whatever it is. We'll fix it.